Well, hello there. My name is HW. How you doing? I've got I've got an announcement I need to make today. And, it's serious, right? And sometimes you just have to make announcements when they come to you, regardless of what the day is. Because I'm being serious right now, okay? I went to a store and I played an old tube amp, and it changed my life. It was like the most 3D fat tone I've ever heard, and I asked the guy, on the way out, I was like, do you think I'll need some extra tubes? And he said, well, maybe always keep some handy. So, I spent another, tubes are a little expensive right now. So, I just spent another like $380 on tubes on top of like what was already a like $2,500 amp. But I really feel prepared for my gigging future, and I've never felt more alive than when I picked that thing up. And then I had to put it back down and ask if they had a dolly to wheel it out to my car. But I never felt more alive than when he had to help me out to my car with that just monster tone. And this thing was so beautiful and like 3D, sounding so swirly. I could not wait to get that thing home and just aim it right at my ankles in my little 10 by 12 practice room and just crank that thing up, And I had the most transcendent musical experience for about 15 seconds before my wife walked in and said, "What the hell are you doing? The baby's trying to sleep." I accidentally woke up the baby, and then I had to, we kind of have this rule in my house, like if you wake the baby, you have to get the baby back to sleep. So I only got to play for like 10 minutes, and then I turned it up in about 10 seconds. And then I had to spend the next hour like putting my baby back to sleep. And then by that time it was like 8:30 at night, and I couldn't play anymore. But I turned it on, and I turned it on a little bit, and you could hear it, But my wife still said that was like too loud, given what time it was. And so instead we just went upstairs and watched reruns of The Office. But listen, the tone was incredible, in the store when I cranked it up. You got to hear this thing, not at my house, of course, but we'll get it somewhere where you can hear it. You're gonna just absolutely die. And so after playing this, I just realized, you can't get tone down to zeros and ones, man. It's more than that. You know what I mean? It's a feel. And you can't just reproduce that with bits and stuff. You know what I mean? That's sterile. You can hear it, I was on Spotify the other day, and I was listening to Hendrix live at Woodstock, and you could feel the tone. You know what I mean? I was on my AirPods, and you could just feel that tone. You can't do that with digital, man. You can't do that with digital. Some things you just can't fake, okay? Okay? Sound is more than just, beep, boop, ba, da, ba. You can't do it with that. It's got to be tubes, got to be electrons, And look, if you don't believe me, right now, get off this YouTube video, go on another YouTube video, listen. Did your Wi-Fi cut out? Just reconnect it, and then you'll hear that authentic tube tone. Digital just can't reproduce that, man. Seriously. I also bought a new guitar yesterday because I realized I've been playing these Suhr guitars, and the guy at the store, he really pointed this out, and I never really quite understood it until now, but my Suhr guitars all have double posts that go into the guitar, but that's stopping the transfer of tone, man. You know what I'm saying? That's stopping the vibrations. You need all 6 of those screws to go in there. So I sold the Suhrs, and he sold me a Fender, and it was great. It was like, it was kind of, I don't know. Somehow I owed him money after I handed him the Sur, and I got the Fender. But it, the Fender was new, and it's got the name on it, so it's authentic. It's the best absolute thing you can get. You know what I mean? It's made in Mexico, but I heard they're making good stuff down there, and that's where the real Fender instruments are coming out of right now. So, unfortunately, I'm going to be done with the Kemper, and the world may never profile itself. And I have to slow down probably the YouTube production too a little bit, because I'm only going to be able to make videos between like, my wife usually heads out at like 1 to like 1:40 to go like on her daily walk, so I can really crank it up during that. But other than that, like working from home, like a lot of us are doing, I might disturb her a little bit. So, from about 1 to 1:40, I'll be able to really crank that thing up and get some content out, And good news, Tone Junkie's not over. I'm going to be selling the amp settings. That's right. And so, that way you can just buy the exact same amp and dial it in, And so for like, for the people that have the exact same amp as me and the exact same speakers, and then, I'll actually take measurements of my room too, and I'll put it all around, like, so that way you can get it in the same spot I am, from this angle to that angle, And that way we hear it the same in the room. I'll sell you my settings and my room placement. That'll be really good. That'll be a really, people want that, I think. Also, you know what? I might just, while I'm at it, maybe, I think, I have like a hollow body and it resonates a little more. And then I was playing my acoustic the other day, and, nobody ever tells me I'm too loud on that. You know what? I think electricity is just the problem. I might just give up electricity. It seems like it makes things too loud. It's really making things complicated. I think real tone is really in the wood. It's in the fingers, man. You know what I'm saying? It's really in the fingers, not in these little transistor things that we put on our feet. You know what? I'm just going to give up. I'm going to give up electricity, I think. That's the way to go. Because before Les Paul, weren't even electrifying the guitar, right? So all the real greats were really doing it on the fretboard, The Paco de Lucias of the world of yesteryear were really just, where you can get that vibrato really ringing out with that wood, I mean, using all this gain and stuff, that's fake. That's fake, you can't get real tone out of the what the hell? The electric guitar? I mean, who are we kidding here? All right. I'm going to give up YouTube too. See you later. HW out.